once a man named Simon. Jesus called him and said, "You will now fish for men. Follow me." And so he became a disciple of Jesus. He followed Jesus everywhere he went. He heard the amazing teachings of the Lord. He saw the great miracles. He saw Lazarus raised from the dead. He knew of all the great and amazing things that Jesus did. He was with him for the 3 years of Jesus' ministry. And Jesus also called him Peter because of the things he had ahead for him in his service for the Lord and for the church. And there was a time as well, there was a conversation between the two where he was given by God revelation of who Jesus Christ was. But there was a point in Luke chapter 22 where Jesus said, "You will deny me 3 times. And Peter, in his zeal, in his excitement, in his character, he said, "There's no ways that I will deny you, Jesus. I will go to prison. I will go to the death before I deny you. But Jesus, I am with you in this whole thing. I'm with you. Whatever's going to take place, I'm there." So just a bit further in the chapter, we see that rightly Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And shortly after that, he wept bitterly, the Bible tells us. But somewhere in that state, after having denied Jesus when he said that he would never do so, he must have gone to a very tough place. Who knows what people around him had said, the condemnation that he felt upon himself, to have done that after all that he experienced with the Lord. But then we see further on, in John chapter 21, Jesus speaks to him and he says, "Simon, do you love me?" Now the incredible thing within that sentence is that he calls him Simon. He goes back and he calls him the same name that he had before he ever met Jesus. And he also then says, "Simon, do you love me more than these?" Now when he says more than these, Simon at that point, he was back on his fishing boat. He was back with his net, with the fishing boat, with the fish. And Jesus says, "Do you love me more than these?" And I'm sure somewhere Simon was broken that Jesus called him Simon and not Peter. Peter was the name that Jesus had given to him, a special name as his disciple. Now I'm sure that somehow must have resonated within him to see how far he truly had gone, going back to his fishing nets, going back to his boat. And after that we see Jesus encouraged him. He said, "If you love me, tend my flock, feed my sheep." The call to Peter was at that time, if truly he loved the Lord, to go and serve the Lord and to take care of the people of God and to serve Jesus in the way that he had called him to serve him. Jesus restored him at that time, and later we see how he was the first one to preach the gospel after the day of Pentecost, and 3,000 were saved in the power of the Holy Spirit. Now, what I want to ask you, what have you experienced with Jesus? What has Jesus done in your life? What is it that he saved you from? What is it that he has done for you? I'm sure you must have experienced some great miracles with him. But the unfortunate thing is this life often can serve up many things. You might have been hurt in the church. You might have gone through a very tough situation. You might have fell into sin. You might have fallen into all sorts of things that might have crushed you. And in the same way, I feel the Lord is calling so many today, asking, "Do you love me?" It doesn't matter that you have denied me, that you have failed, that perhaps you're feeling condemned, that you have gone far, that you have gone back to your fishing nets, you have gone back to your old lifestyle. But the question to you is, do you love Jesus? And if you do, you know that he loves you because he is faithful even when we are faithless. And so his call is to you, his call is to me, is to come back to him because he wants to restore us. He loves me, he loves you, and he wants to bring you back. So God bless, and always remember his heart for you.